Yes, it's John G. Sutton here. Tales from the jails. We'll talk today about Gary Glitter. Gary Glitter is coming out of prison. He's been sentenced to 16 years imprisonment in the year 2015. And he's coming out having served approximately half of his sentence. Something to look forward to, isn't it, eh? His victims are complaining, apparently. He was imprisoned for sexually molesting a 12-year-old child, raped an 8-year-old. Imagine a grown man doing something like that. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Sexually abused a 10-year-old girl in Vietnam. The list of his sexual offences is quite extensive. And he was having sexual intercourse with a girl under the age of 13. He'd previously been imprisoned for having over 4,000 images, indecent images of children, young children. So he was a full-blown paedophile. And he got himself 16 years anyway. Society needs him back and he's coming. The Ministry of Justice says that he will be closely monitored. But Gary Glitter has had some reasonably recent success. Did you know his song, I think it was Rock and Roll, number 2 or something like that, was featured in the film The Joker. That was a strange film. Anyway, he must have got over 100,000 for that. Plus he owns a £2 million apartment in Marylebone. So he won't be going short, will he? And I'm sure he'll be out there entertaining himself. Because the strange thing about these paedophiles is they don't think that they're committing any offences. Seriously. You've only got to look at what PJ Proby said in the Daily Mail. He said, I like young girls, he said, and they're sexually aware. He said, and I prefer them because they're fresh. They haven't got anything's happened to them yet. Well, of course they haven't. They're like 10 years old, you know. Hey, you don't have to be Einstein to work that one out. And I dealt with Proby at the time I was working with him. Got him, reported him to the social services, reported the girl as being at risk. And she was at risk as well. She was 11, was the little girl he was trying to molest when I was with him. Tried to get me involved in that, which I certainly didn't. He lives near Worcester now. So if you're ever around that way, lock up your daughters. So that's it. Paul Gadd, who is now aged 78. Let me show you what he looks like, approximately what he looks like now. There he is. That's Paul Gadd. Yeah. He's the leader of the gang, a gang of perverts. Yeah, there he is. Paul Gadd, also known as Gary Glitter. Yeah, surrounds himself with little children, a bit like Dominic Noonan, that kind of nonsense, yeah. I don't know what it is with these people that they're like little children. Noonan likes little boys. Paul Gadd likes little girls. So that's it. That's what I'm talking about today. Gary Glitter is being released from prison. He's going to be closely monitored by the Ministry of Justice. And he will be required to wear a ankle tag. He probably has some kind of restriction on his movements. And very likely he will have to sign the sex offenders register. So that's what's happening at the moment with that pervert. But there's a lot out there. Don't know if you've seen in the news today a warrant officer from the Royal Artillery, warrant officer, gunnery instructor, has just been dismissed from the service for sexually molesting one of his colleagues apparently he put his hand into her upper skirt, and grabbed her honeymoon equipment, which she didn't like. Anyway, he's got himself sacked from the army. Apparently his defending barrister said if he could remain in the army, he would accept any other punishment, and he would do so. He would grab the opportunity with both hands. That made me laugh, actually, yeah. That's what got him there in the first place. Grabbing the opportunity. But he only used one hand, apparently. Although the lady said when he actually grabbed the wedding tattle, he started making strange noises. Well, what kind of a nutcase does that? Anyway, I mean, these things happen all the time in New York. You know, there's 2 police officers been suspended for having sexual intercourse in one of the bathrooms there. I mean, what do they expect? They put healthy young men and women together. It's going to happen. It happens in the prisons. They put healthy young women there as, what are they now? Your hostess on Sea Wing today is Jennifer. She's aged 18. She's 36, 22, 31, and she'll be with you straight away, serving breakfast on Sea Wing. What's going on? What is going on? Anyway, we had a request, believe it or not. Somebody requested that I sing a song. Yes, folks, it's that time already. It's the Song Dinger. Some people tremble in fear. Others just switch off. And if you're still here, you asked for it. Somebody asked me to sing this. It's a Johnny Cash song. Probably one of his most famous songs, I Walk the Line, yeah. Which I probably do, actually. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day's through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. You got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. There you go. So, that was by a special request. And do leave comments below, you know. I mean, I'm not averse to being insulted, you know. I quite enjoy that. You know, and you can, if you want to make a request for a song, then by all means do so. And if it's possible for me to sing it, then I won't. Well, it's not singing, is it? I've just tortured that bastard, haven't I? Yeah, that one will never walk again. But if it's possible for me to do some damage to it, then I will give it a go. In the meantime, Tales from the Jails. I've been in Kendal, by the way. That's where I went, and it snowed. It snowed and it froze, and I couldn't get out walking with my dear wife. She wasn't very happy about that. Seriously. Anyway, time passes. Tales from the jails. Thank you very much.